Pax vobiscum salvete omnes. My name is Father Mislav Pecek. I'm a Croatian Catholic Dominican priest, and you're watching a blind Let's Play of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. As always, we shall start with a short prayer. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Okay, so we debarked from our Pallium Domine, which is the mantle of the lady, the name of our ship, and we went down to Footfall. And, well, we should have presumed there is a lot of fighting in Footfall. No one greeted us in peace, so to say. Well, there was a delegation, if I remember correctly, but suddenly the bandits attacked, or whoever it is, and now we have to fight through the streets of Footfall in order to reach some civilization where there is no chaos, when their order simply reigns. But I haven't seen any place here in Warhammer world where order actually reigns. Chaos is lurking underneath every crevice, underneath every rock. So I don't know. I hope there will be just exclusive fighting all the time during this episode, but we'll see. And I caught a cold, probably because of the air conditioning. It's really hot outside, and I come inside of the convent in some rooms, my room, for example, and I turn on the air conditioning, but I often have to go out, in, and yeah, now the nose is leaking all the time, and it's kind of annoying. Oh well, you will have to put up with me being a little bit sick. Even priests can get sick, who would say? We are not superhumans. Okay. Oh yeah, I quick saved or saved just before entering another area. And sure, let's enter the area right now to see what's gonna happen.
A new challenge for me?
A new challenge for you? Don't collect all. Don't collect all. How can I say don't collect all? Just move on. Move on. Don't annoy me. I don't want to take the leaflets. They're useless. Oh, whatever. Oh, no. Are you sure we wish to collect it? Sure, put it in cargo then. I don't want to have those leaflets with me. Okay. Martyr's Endurance. That's a weird name for a zone area. For a whatever, how do you call it? We say quartz in Croatian, but yeah, neighborhood area, whatever. Okay. So it's a smaller area, it would seem. Workers.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
What's my... Yeah, this is fine. I think this is fine.
Nice little spot. It's good to see folks enjoying themselves. Even the air in here feels nice.
Does it now?
An entire establishment dedicated to unproductive and parasitical pursuits. A waste of station space.
Oh, your utilitarian spirit, Pascal, is getting the better of you. What did you see? I think you succeeded. You can see remains of a void ship life support. Someone dismantled the vessel and just left it in place. Okay.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead. Just stuff for selling, it would seem. I cannot go down, no. Only up. Up, and away. Okay, so this is not a large area. I presume there will be some interaction, either verbal interaction or a physical one. And when I say physical, of course, I mean combat. Because we are very pious and behave over here. Is this like a bar? It would seem so. So that's the name of Martyr's Endurance. The name of a pub, mostly. Right, so do I have someone with
None shall
a
stand
name?
in my way.
There's a vagabond. Maybe I'll speak with a vagabond. Vagabond, you wanted to join Adeptus Administratum. It didn't work well. Now he's Adeptus Amassacus. No idea what that is, but thank you for sharing your dreams with me. I will speak with you, Octaviana. I just want to scout the area because I like doing that. Suspicious Prowler. Couple of them. Interesting. First, speak with the barmaid. Octaviana. Hello. Burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair, a redhead, a Protestant tinkering, a rough-looking implant in place of the lower jaw. Implant begins to move, as if independently of the rest of her face. That would probably look very unsettling. Welcome to the Adeptus Amassacus, sir. What can Octaviana get you? A massacre low? Something more interesting? No. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum for shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you. And here you are, in the flesh, in our humble Amassacus. Argenta stops Octaviana's torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glimpse in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying this enraptured attention. Well, you're trying to be humble, Argenta, and we value that. What's this place? Oldest watering hole on Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amassacus is the only Adeptus one can find in Footfall. Haha, I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and, if it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. And how do you quiet the rowdy ones? With maces and guns, I presume. Folks usually come to a massacre for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what's brought you here? I have business here. Do I have business here? If I do, I kind of forgot. So I cannot honestly say that I have business here. I was just curious about this place. Well, it is nice to know that this dive piques the interest of people other than thugs and boozers. Then again, the Massacus is like a grot. The outside's horrible to look at, but the insides are remarkably useful if you know what you're doing. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in a talkative mood, and I don't see anyone paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I've overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. You know who I am. Or just Argenta. Okay. No doubt you picked up a lot of local knowledge working in a place like this. Do you know anything about Anvar's gang? Maybe. Maybe I do know something. But let's not shout about it to the whole bar, alright? I'll be here long after you walk out of this bar, and the Anvers respect no agreements, laws, or other gangs. You look at them the wrong way, and you're dead. Anyway, to the point. Those Anvers are scum among scum, the most unhinged goons you can find in a Footfall, and even other unhinged goons want nothing to do with them. They have no hierarchy, no territory, nothing. Only a nameless leader, who most of the Anvers haven't seen once. This leader sends them leaflets with inspiring messages. Followers are recruited by other followers. The liege try to bring them into line, but it's like this. You clear out one group, and in the meantime, 5 more spring up elsewhere. So, nobody kind of likes the Anvers over here. But still, they are afraid to talk about them loudly. Like I said, no one knows who their leader is or where this leader operates from. But here's what I noticed. The most recent Anvar leaflets, the ones so fresh you can smell the ink off them, always show up in the same area on the Big Slum asteroid. Let me show you where it is real quick. She uses drops of liquor to draw a basic map right on the bar. Right around here. I'm positive they're printing their little poems somewhere in this area. Excellent, we are playing a detective over here. Good. Well, the name of this bar is not very reverent, some would say. What do you have to say about it? Heh, what makes you say that? You know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping overhaul, Footfall, and make everything here follow 1 billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before in this temple of Imperium's accountants. Over there you can see even the signs being preserved, partially. So this is on top of a ship. A bar, the ship that has been abandoned. Well, it's a great place, and the new name fits perfectly. You like it? I'm flattered. It's not often that we get important visitors here, and it's even less often that they really appreciate this place. How are things on Footfall? Other than the gangs, you know? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners in the Shadow Quarter. Oh, really? So that's what's happening. Rich guys go on a safari to hunt commoners in Shadow Quarters. So they see them just like livestock. They see them as animals. Like rhinos or elephants, presumably. I don't know what they do. Do they take photographs of themselves with those poor dead commoners? So what's the point? I mean, sure, the liege makes sure that local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day, it gets harder to find grub. I hear that some horrors are happening in the void outside Furibundus, and not all ships are making it there. And the Liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taking a toll on Vladine's authority, and if his authority wobbles too hard, you'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. Sure. What are the latest rumors? Please. This one might interest you. A tale I heard from a tipsy voidborn from a cargo barge. They excited a warp halfway between Furibundus and the Aviorus system and came upon a shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the Inevitable Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She was bound for Footfall. Her cargo holds brimming with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it could be quite a lucky find. Tale from a tipsy voidborn. Okay. Shipwreck. Maybe we'll find a shipwreck. Well, I have it on my side quest now. Here is not a titbit for you. Some poor sot was here bawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact, and once they docked at Footfall, he immediately went on the run. No supplies there, they had discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. I don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale's realm. She passes the 100 Dreams crossroads, and Landgren's Belt. If you happen by that area, you might want to look for whatever that idiot chucked overboard. Sure, dumped cargo. That will do for now. It's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of the local hooch, would you? Well, that's a new expression I haven't heard before. A local hooch. I wonder which part of England or America does that stem from. You know, I think you do know, but we in the Catholic Church, either laymen or priests, of course, we are allowed to drink alcohol. There's nothing prohibiting. Of course, in measure, you know, we must never get drunk. So we have to be prudent and also know our limits and capacities. If you have, I don't know, 250 pounds, I presume you can drink more. Not necessarily, but in general, yes, you can drink much more than someone who has 120 pounds. What's my weight? Around 150 pounds, I think so. It would be 70 kilos or so. So, yeah, drinking some spirits or beer or a glass of wine. We often drink a glass of wine. I mean, we can if we want to during the lunch. And when we have our common recreation time, brothers together, we often buy some beers and have a nice chit-chat with beers. So yeah, nothing intrinsically bad in drinking alcohol. Okay, she takes a look at me closely, then takes a bottle from a shelf and uncorks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, "The chemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never have before I come across such an unusual application, an exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah." Okay, first, Lore Imperium. Take a good look at it. The glass contains a liquid that is clearly made from spent promethium. This is moonshine, virtually unfiltered, that quickly blows the drinker off their feet and, when imbibed regularly, turns the liver into a bubbling sponge. Is this your attempt to poison me? Pardon me, but you are the one who asked for the local hooch. It is the best home brew you can get from tech riffraff on lower asteroids. Locally produced, high-octane number. Footfall's got no greenhouses or fruit orchards. The people here get by with what they have. 85% is still kind of a risk. 15% to be sick, and I don't think that's prudent. If it's 95% toughness check, yeah, I would drink it, but 85, no. Do you have anything better? She grabs a dusty unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. Amber liquid splashes. Soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. Yeah, drink. I can drink that. Amasac warms your throat presently. You can make a hint of spice. Great. I'll be going. I won't get drunk here. Too dangerous. If I want to have a glass or two extra, it's gonna be in the safety of my ship. With a good company, with my friends. Still not gonna get wasted, but I'm not even going to get tipsy here in enemy territory. We have to use our head. My friends, we have to use our head. Okay. Classical game stuff. We can just... Okay, we have a name over there. Who are you? We have a mosque. Sure. Citizens. I am interested here. What's gonna happen if I come here and carouse?
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Cheap Amasac. Enriched with deodorizing agents. Sure. Can I speak with you? You want someone's cat? Robbed, stabbed in an alley? Oh, so... we can hire you. That's what you're saying. You're thugs. And you're open about it. Crazy. Okay. Gordon Ramsay, I mean Skatov. Gorday. flabby man, I don't know what means to be flabby man, but the flabby man in warm clothes is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up at you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, a stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? One more for the road, as Frank Sinatra would say, eh? He takes a closer look at you. Not just someone. It's Lord von Valancius himself. Yours is an ancient and glorious line, your lordship. A number of magnificent structures built on your ancestors' orders, built for defensive and decorative purposes, remained in the Scaris sector. They keep your dynasty's memory alive, despite the fact that it has been long since focused its endeavors in a different sector. I'll be. Even I was unaware of such details, and I have spent quite some time studying the chronicles of your noble bloodline. Abelard isn't surprised, and he is filled with respect towards the stranger sitting across. Allow me to introduce myself. Gordei Skatov, architectural historian. Sure, do you want to join my team? I have a feeling I sound like Luffy from One Piece. Immediately I like someone, I want that one to join my team. But architectural historian is someone... it would be fun to have a drink with someone like that. Maybe not too much, though. I can imagine an architectural historian just entering in his own zone and not stopping talking about his area of interest, not being able to speak about anything else. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened, man? What's up? Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappeared in 10 minutes, just like everyone else before you, but alright. Here is the story of Gordei Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion for the history of Imperium's architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds, until one day, oh, that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. He pulls what looks like a book or an album with homemade leather cover out of his bag. I like homemade leather covers. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. Even better, here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Duane's Design. Well, it has a good ring to it, Duane's Design. One of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the time of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please, tell us more. He shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Barsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses, the archy vaults of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of balusters, and the interior. Proliferous 10-stories tall and more than a kilometer long. You use kilometers. Good. I like that. As you should. Cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the holes in the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs and statues. Idira blinks sleepily. Okay. No, I'm gonna be as I, Mislav, am. So Paulus is gonna be similar to me. Even when something is boring, I force myself. I try to find something interesting. I don't want to offend another person. I do pray for prudence to know how to cut when the time is up, but just to yawn or to leave, I don't think it's good. It's better to simply cut and say, I'm sorry, I cannot listen anymore, but while I am listening, to give my whole ear to him. So keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself And I apologize, I got carried away. But if you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross two sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. Oh wow, okay, that was a long voyage, man. In real space-time, of course. For me, it was much less than that. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then, after all those years having spent all my savings, I reached my dream. Okay? What does that mean in real space-time? Term used to refer to material universe as opposed to warp. So, it seemed like 35 years for him, but actually it was around 107 years. So he has 35 years of memory, not 107 years. Okay. For the purposes of the balance of the universe of Warhammer 40K, I would guess that it doesn't go other way around. Like it's a 107 years of experience for him and 35 years in real time, but other way around exclusively. I would presume, but I don't know. And what did I see? A dump in the place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns, the marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. It's been a dozen years since I came here and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I had suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It is like stumbling upon a horrible decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Oh, that's a vivid image. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? Argenta, you're speaking words of wisdom now. Very nice. That's a very good question. So then, ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? Not necessarily, Kasia. Not necessarily. But it's good to lower your expectations, though. And also to try to always look underneath the reality. Or deeper, you know, not to remain on the surface. The history of Footfall is something that's, I'm sure, very interesting. Even though it is in a sorry state, you can admire the evolution of it, the changes that happened. But yeah, it is tragic indeed, nonetheless, because the vision for Footfall, it's not reality currently. The vision of the creator, you know. But maybe one day it will become. Like our world, my brothers and sisters. The vision of our creator was for a Garden of Eden. For us to till the land, to take care of it. For us to be perfect in connection with God. To love working and love each other and be with perfect bodily dispositions and with perfect intellects. But then sin entered the world and here we are. The world is in shambles. Chaos all around, like in Warhammer 40K. And chaos gods or demons are prowling all the time, trying to find those who are ready to fall into their traps and lures, yeah? But don't worry, the story has been written already. We know how it will end. We who believe the revelation, we know how it will end. That is tragic, but I think the second answer is the best one. You are an architectural historian, not just an architect. Yes, the Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, it's a unique phenomenon. It will be curious to observe if other places have taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective of things. Well, thank you very much. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I have spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm actually very glad I did. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking the form of a riddle, it described certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something, a wondrous discovery? I will gladly share what I have been able to learn with you. Thank you so much. Riddles? Ah, she likes that. Childish curiosity brightens her countenance. How come you have not tried to make the wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course. But I'm an old man who's blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Tell me more. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of this district and into the void toward the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of its spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it is there somewhere. Okay, a bridge. First one is a bridge. Second location, Lantern of the Great Cathedral. Oh, I wonder how that would look like. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's Atrium, haven't you? The whole Atrium is just the nave of the former Little Cathedral. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The Great Cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger. But alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. Nice. Okay, second location, Cathedral. I really wonder how it's gonna look like. A great cathedral, of course, it reminds us to the Basilica of St. Peter, the greatest basilica, or the most marvelous one for sure. Historically, there are a couple of major basilicas in Rome specifically, 4 of them actually. Major basilicas, yeah? But Basilica of St. Peter is special, of course. Remains of the first pope, of the primus inter pares, the first one among the apostles. The rock, Jesus called him a rock, Kephas, yeah? Petrus, you are Peter the rock, and on this rock I will build my church. Interestingly enough, actually a couple of days ago was a solemnity of St. Peter and St. Paul in the Catholic Church. So we celebrated it, of course, and whenever there is a solemnity, all of us priests always give a sermon. I try to, whenever I have a mass, give at least short sermon, but for feasts and solemnities, yeah, it's expected to give a little bit longer and better sermon. A homily, we call it, inside of the Catholic Church. During the Mass, it's called a homily. So, I was researching a little bit about the history of Peter, etc., just to remind myself. And interestingly enough, so Peter was killed in Circus Maximus around 64 AD during the Emperor Nero. And Circus Maximus, that's the place where the chariot races would happen. If you watched Ben-Hur, that's kind of the place, I think, where the race happened. So, that's the place where Nero would kill the Christians after the supposed burning of Rome by the Christians, right? And Peter found himself unworthy to be killed in the same manner as Jesus Christ was killed, crucified on a cross. So, he actually decided and wanted to be turned upside down when he was crucified. So the upside down cross is primarily a Christian symbol, actually. A symbol of Saint Peter, not a satanic symbol, even though it is mostly used as a symbol within the, well, I would say Satanism, but in some esoteric or occult practices in general. So, and one of the things that Peter for sure saw before he died when he was crucified is the obelisk. Obelisk that was brought there in 37 AD by Emperor Caligula. Why was it brought there? Well, as it's a symbol of Roman power. Of course, it was taken from Egypt and brought to Rome. That's an incredibly complicated endeavor because it's huge and I don't know how many tons does it weigh, but even today it's really hard to move the obelisk from point A to point B, but from Egypt to Rome, now that is truly a feat. It's a symbol of Roman power, and Peter was dying while seeing that symbol of Roman power. Where is the obelisk today, you wonder? Interestingly enough, not very far away, maybe a couple of 100 feet or less from its original location, in the center of Square of St. Peter, in front of Basilica of St. Peter, in the heart of Vatican City. Now it's a symbol of Christian enduring and suffering that conquered in the end. How many Roman emperors were there, and how many popes do we have now? Those who were strong were thrown from their thrones, and those who were weak were exalted. So it's a beautiful historical perspective of the triumph of the Christ's church, because not even the gates of hell will prevail against her. And I know that a lot of Protestants think that Catholic Church is actually the place where the Satan resides, etc., etc. But no, you're just wrong. Maybe it sounds rude, but learn a little bit of history. It's really not like that. That there were some bad popes, of course. That there are bad Catholics, bad priests, bad bishops, bad cardinals. Yes, absolutely, I agree. There's Labrador Mafia, they say in Rome. They say, well, it's true for sure. People who are basically wanting to subvert the Catholic Church, who maybe even lost completely their faith in Christ. But despite all that, it's impossible for the Catholic Church to actually be here 2,000 years after Christ's death. It's impossible if that is not actually a God's work. Because we had so many bad, quote unquote, managers, administrators, people leading the church. If it was only a human endeavor, it would have fallen apart long, long time ago. I wonder how this great cathedral will look like. I hope in the next episode I will be able to arrive in the cathedral. That's all you know. Okay. Thank you, kind sir. This was an interesting conversation. I enjoyed it. Citizena. Do we have anything? Anyone?
I won't tolerate
Awareness?
Bother.
Upholstery of the dirty sofa. A soft kissing. I see. Hissing or kissing? Hissing, okay. From the depths of the furniture. So there's something over there. What's happening? Why do we hear hissing? And is there any point in exploring that? Maybe not. Medica.
Operation successful.
Tech use. Okay, now. Pascal. Are you wounded? Ah. But that's just weapon skill and ballistic. It should not. Tech use 85. Okay, so with the modifier, we don't have extra modifier. Do I have something that gives plus to tech use? Yes. Minus. Okay, I really have to use more grenades with him because this is real good. -1 AP for grenades. Yeah, sure. Do the tech use now. 88.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Perfect. And back to this. Anything else? More here? Logic, Paulus?
I rise to the occasion.
Okay, nothing special. Can we go here somehow? Yes, we can.
A new challenge for me?
A new challenge for you? So, hissing. Who is the one who's hissing? Are you on drugs currently? You have a gun? No. You're just on drugs. The poor sack who got his tongue cut out by the Enves. Oh, poor guy. He overdosed because of that. That's the one. I think he was from Casbalica. Well, his troubles are over now. Oh, that's sad.
Would you look at
So
that?
Casbalica will probably hate on the Envers. For sure. Everybody hates the Envers, it would seem. Mastercrafted power mole. Yes. I want to see how it looks like. Mastercrafted power mole. It's a two-handed. No, it's a one-handed. Okay, power spin, harsh shove. I like having the choice for both. 10 to 17 is bloody good and huge armor penetration. So. Noble sword, I like the disturbed effect. The officer's chainsword, I think. No, wait a second. It gives me -10 to enemy weapon skill when hit. Ah, it's good and more parry. Chain swords have more critical damage. No, it's brutally good actually. Ah. Oh yes. Oh. Sure. Poor sod. Poor fellow.
None shall stand in my way.
Thugs. Okay. Now. I'm entering an enemy territory in a way. Hostile environment. Not an enemy territory, but a hostile environment. Riza. Surround her. She's in her 40s. She's surveying me with interest. She has right eye almost black, left eye greenish light, tattooed arms, shoulders to knuckles. Okay, that's her feature, her face, her countenance. Looking for something specific, you're buying or maybe selling. Don't be shy, just ask. Oh, she's a trader. Who are these bows you're working with? You heard about how the clipper Saint Cognatius got hit recently? Cargo was cleaned out, everything of value taken. Well, we call this here fellowship. Oh, no, they are the Fellowship of the Void. Okay. Disgust, yeah. Pirates. In other words, you're pirates. She... Please, no need to be so crude. Your esteemed self no doubt is aware that Hieronymus preaches that asceticism is a virtue. and that only by rejecting material wealth can we ascend in faith. Well, I couldn't agree more. You're merely helping the servants of the Imperium to be a little more like Hieronymus, and taking a small commission for a trouble. Ah, what Grandpa Buckwell says hello. I forgot who that is, but it seems like a fun thing to say. That old rascal, I thought he'd croaked in the mines a long time ago. But old man Buckwell's still alive and kicking, you say? Good. Oh, I let the pirates leave Ricardophilia, that's right. Me and him have been through a lot of interesting scrapes together. And, oh, the weird and wonderful things we've acquired. Buckwell wouldn't send his regards along with just anyone. You must have done him a good turn. Because of that, old Riz is going to give you a special discount. Ah, now it's even harder for me not to say yes to buying stuff. Okay, first tell me what kind of goods are you buying or selling for that matter? Tech, it's the best. If it's broke, no sweat, we'll fix it or take it apart. If you score something so nasty that your fussy everyday traders won't even look at it, you're not. Just bring it on over. Leave it to me and my boys to find the right buyer. The handling of sacred technology by laypersons uninitiated in the Omnissiah's priesthood is a Category 8 blasphemy. Incriminating evidence of profane acts perpetrated by the unit named Old Rizza has been recorded for use in future judicial proceedings. She chuckles darkly. Do you mean to threaten me, tech priest? Well then, I'll keep a record of this conversation too. I wonder which of us will feel the harsh hand of justice first. Will it be me standing in chains before your brethren, or you standing in an airlock before my boards? One threat to another. Okay. Oh, let's see, what do they have? Well, that is a big difference from 16 to 11, from 22 to 17. But yeah, that's why actually I can buy all these things that reputation 0. Oh, I cannot buy unless I have larger reputation. Serrated longsword, two-handed. Info. Parry and a weapon skill. It's like a chainsaw, right? That's nice, 14 to 20. But I parry reduction, armor penetration for melee attacks. It's good, sure. Medkits always, sure. Intoxicating, sure. Bayonet knife. When wielder attacks with any ranged weapon in 1 cell range, that attack also inflicts bleeding. 4. Sure. Reputation. Select tradable. Trade. So I have a reputation of 3 because I traded with them. What's the maximum reputation I can have? A lot. Let me just check the quality of the weapons. Quite good. Inealith. I don't know how to. Inealith. Grimoire of the Void. Earthbreaker. I like this one. Oh well. Fine. We were recommended by the one whom we saved, so... Pascal? Shamelessly loot what they have, because they threatened you, and you don't care anymore. Okay. Fine. I think we did everything we could have done here. And now, only thing that's left is to find
The whispers told me a secret.
Find all the clues that we have. Footfall Shadow Quarters. Yes. Void Dock, no. I want to go to Shadow Quarters. Atrium. We are at Martyr's and yours. I want to check where the shadows are deepest of all. Rot. What's in the Atrium? Tethered Spirit is trade. Rot. Tethered Spirit. Let me just check Shadow Quarters. Why? It's obvious. Maybe some of the side quests are within the Shadow Quarters, and we just couldn't have seen them yet before gathering all the information. After we were patient and listening. No, it would seem nothing has changed. Oh, fine then. Are we gonna... Yes, waste some time. Loading screen upon loading screen. We enter Martyr's Endurance. We leave the Martyr's Endurance in order to go to the road map. Not the world map, but yeah, Footfall as a world map. And then choose which one? Choose this one. Atrium. Tattered Spirit. There's Tattered Spirit over here as well. Let's check what it is. You can select answers and dialogues using the number keys on keyboard. I'm doing that all the time. Thank you so much. Oh, I remember it. Even from first game that had that I remember is Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of Arm. That was a fun time. Even though the game I played most out of Dungeons and Dragons games is actually Neverwinter Nights. The first one with the 3.0 system that came out. But the original Neverwinter Nights was okay. The story was not perfect, to be honest. So it was kind of maybe boring. But it gave us the system, it gave us the ability to mod, to create worlds for ourselves. Infinite creativity, So the mods for Neverwinter Nights, there are some genius ones. And actually the expansion for Neverwinter Nights 1, Tides of the Underdark, right? There is Shadows of Underdark and Tides of something like that. But the ones you go from level 15 to level 40 and going through all the layers of hell, etc. That was a good expansion. I played that one many times. Very, very well done. It's not easy to do that good of a game. So that's where Neverwinter Nights 1 shines in its expansion. The second expansion, of course. Lore Imperium.
This place was intended to be merely a hall within the temple, but now a whole city has been squeezed into it.
Indeed. What's our experience points summary? How many more? A lot. Almost 1,000. But we are halfway through, right? We have all the same number of experience points. No complications over there. Yes, yes. Everything is perfect at your place. And you're comparing everything through the prism of your own experiences. As do we all in the end, but... Use the cogitator. Sure. Logic powers.
Done.
We opened it. I don't know what we accomplished by opening it, but oh. So we can jump over there, and we can come here, so we can go to this servitor. I'm not sure what we will accomplish with that, but... yes. Just a second.
Follow my lead.
What's this? Another useless leaflet? Yes. Go here. Can we communicate? No. No use in communicating. This looks, I don't know, dirty maybe? Jump over?
Compared to naval swords, that was barely a challenge.
Oh, that's just because of loot, but sure. Good loot, I presume. Great sword. Good. I'm wondering how it will look like for sure. Commander's Monocle. Whenever ally, under the effect of the wearer's voice of command ability, makes an attack, gains additional damage. Can you wear a monocle? Yeah, yes you can. Good. Perfect, actually. Bayonet. It goes over there. I mean, it's not for you, I just want to experiment with it. It's for you! Needle ring or bayonet? Bayonet, because it's way cooler. That needle ring is maybe better for you, but you cannot have a needle ring. Maybe you want a needle ring, or maybe even you want... No, you have a metronome. Metronome. If she did not spend MP... it's a good ability. I want Argena to have a metronome. And once per combat, needle ring. Actually, I'll give that to him. Yeah. Pinpointing visor. Tactical goggles, I actually like them more. Yeah, I really do like them more. Grenadier's gloves? Don't you have Grenadier's gloves? Operator's gloves? No, 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 no. You need to have Grenadier's gloves, my man. Yes, and you had something else. I don't know what you had. Sniper's gloves. Oh yeah. I made a mistake, but I recognized it on time. Good. I just want to check how this will look like. Because, of course. How does it look like? Oh, it looks good. It looks good. But no need. Now, greatsword. Who else can use a greatsword? He can use a greatsword. Thunderhammer, combat shotgun. What's better? Thunderhammer or greatsword? Greatsword. Ah, this is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, good. What's this? Who's this?
The premonition runs true.
That was a murder. A and V. Yeah, Anvil is the one who is the one, or they are the ones who have done that. Okay. Go down. Go down, go down. Where's the loot? Just these goods, just more leaflets. I'm sick of those leaflets, man. Yeah, whatever. Shopkeeper. No. Okay. Massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What they're thinking letting that ship dock at Footfall. You're all stricken. No, no cutting. We got their blood on us. We'll be tainted too. Better burn them. What's happening? What's happening, guys? Hieronymus Doloroso. The Quiet, you scoundrel! You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right! A priest clad in simple black raiment. A priest of who? Who are you worshipping? That's Reverend Hieronymus! I'm surprised he decided to intervene in a street squabble. So, I am a rogue trader, so I can intervene. I won't just leave, but yeah, let me try to intervene. And who are you supposed to be? Paulus, rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. Makes a clumsy attempt at a bow, then crumples to his knees. Your lordship, I'm sorry for not recognizing you. You see, it's just that it's your first time on Footfall and we didn't know. We were just rooting out heresy here. These crony ones, they are from the ship that came from the bowels of the Coronis expanse. They've got plague there, and mutants, and now they're spreading that rot everywhere, that taint. They're all... Silence! You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. What's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. We're refugees, I swear it on the Golden Throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors! Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. Can I pacify the situation? How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills the restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues. But most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear, their red buds swelling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. So fear and anger. As for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they're shrouded in purplish black grief, but their words are as transparent as the ice that lies at the top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, Paulus. Cassia, I did not ask you for your opinion on that. Commoners are not deaf to others' suffering. On the contrary, commoners very often are much more capable of having compassion than you, noble ones, Cassia. The commoners are truly sometimes the noble ones, even not being born and bred as such. Ha ha ha. Okay. All onlookers, return. Refugees, dock Alpha Row. I'm the master of Kiara Gamma. They are my subjects. I'm the only one who can decide what to do with them. I command the onlookers to disperse. As for the rest of you, go to the docks and wait further instructions. Good. Hey, you lot heard what his horseshoe said. Get to the docks. Don't you worry, none, your lordship. We'll go these people. We'll watch them. Make sure they keep their traps shut about you. Good. Now, Hieronymus, might I have a word with you? You who are standing on top of the imperial eagle. The arrogance and self-righteousness of a malefactor. I am Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso. Doloroso would mean the one who is carrying the pain. Doloroso. Yeah, painful one, you know? Head of the Drusian mission here on the Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please, come see me when you have the time. We can talk then. Sure, I'll be glad. Loot. Useless loot. Drusian preacher. What are you preaching about? What's here? A lantern. Okay, cogitator. Poor broken cogitator. Enough to break any tech priest's heart. Funny. The right of operation has been repeatedly and blasphemously violated, requesting the identification and punishment of the deplorable acolyte entrusted with caring for the spirit of the machine. Oh, shut up. Just try to repair it. Okay, we managed it. Praise the Omnisaya. The machine spirit of this cogitator is grieved but willing to serve. Okay. Section titled Parsimus Dwayne's Design. Great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer the Coronis Expanse and build the most grandiose structure. Shine through the ages, etc., etc. Glory will live through the ages. The great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer. The spirit of the machine is enraged and will perform its function no more. I will see to it that the profane is responsible. Mark. Okay. So, I don't know if that was useful or useless, but sure.
Excellence matters.
Excellence matters. Sure, it does. Of course it is.
Stand in my way. I rise to the occasion.
Okay. Anything of note? Anything of interest? Over there. Some goods. Pilgrim, Drusian Alcolite, Hieronymus Doloroso, a random pilgrim. Who was here? Carnival Barker. Yeah, let's talk. Let's see what he wants. The Emperor protects. Yes, he does, Emperor. Throw him a couple of coins. A holy man are you? Here, some alms for you. No. Emperor protects. But he protects only those who have pure hearts. Do you think yourselves one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many who have risen to the pinnacle of faith have fallen from it, into the embrace of pride most degenerate. True enough. And you must be the young von Valancius. Name that carries weight. Burdensome one. Reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many transactions. Okay. Make the sign of the Holy Aquila. I put my faith in the Emperor. Sure. I can do that. I like doing dogmatic actions when they're not evil. You know. Well then, be twice as vigilant, for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. Greetings, sisters. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. Let it be known to you that Theodora von Valancius' ship was attacked by the servants of the archenemy, who appalled the heart of any righteous soul. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, more than that. Their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of Elijah's design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and protect the von Valancius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall reliquary. Yeah, Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship, and I could use her assistance going forward. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, and perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. Priest, you cannot be so nihilistic. You're a nihilist. Priests should not be nihilists. Priests should warn against nihilism. Ah, illusion of meaning. But before you start on a path toward your new destiny, which is illusory, I guess, from your perspective, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people of Footfall. They've brought me troubling news. The paint has taken root over there, consumed by profanity, heresy, serving your genuine shadow quarters, rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing those reports. I wish to see retribution. Wow. We will verify this rumor, Reverend Hieronymus. Why not? With great pleasure. She lays a hand on her weapon. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. My heart yearns to battle some heretics. I know it does, Argenta, I know it does. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble Paulus, is there more you wish to ask me about? Oh, yeah. Bless you. Ah. I have a question about faith. My sermon planted the seed of faith in the heart of another road trader once. Incendia corda. Has your destined to become my second fledgling? Well, no. But, I still have questions. What is the proper way to worship the Emperor, in your opinion? Pray to him, destroy his enemies, touch not their poisoned gifts. Cast aside all doubt, and be vigilant against the weak souls beside you. When you see a sign of taint, burn it away without pity. Pain is good. It tears the crust of wildness from one's soul. And remember that if you see no fault in you or around you, then you are not being diligent enough in your search, or you are being too lenient on yourself, averting your eyes from the truth. I agree with many things here. Not all of them. If we recognize our enemies as they truly are, the spiritual ones, the principalities and powers, the spiritual entities that are corrupting us and attacking us, then yes, burn them all, but with prayer and with faith in the God Emperor, Jesus Christ, of course. But we do not fight against flesh, as Saint Paul said in his epistles. We fight against the spirits, principalities in heavens. In hell, of course. Who are the servants of the Emperor? Adeptus Ministorum. Heralds of his word, who great power over priests, is a part of hierarchy, etc., etc. I imagine the to pose as a congregation of saints. Well, I guess it is true, but I would not be a cynic. I do not agree in that kind of a iconoclasm. Sure, we have to break the false images, but I don't know if ecclesiarchy is a corrupt institution inside of the Warhammer 40K, but transposing that to the Catholic Church, of course. Just because we see bad behavior from the members of the church, we do not destroy the church. We would be idiots if we would do that, or being misled by the agents of chaos, as unfortunately the Protestant Revolution was in the 16th century, because of the misbehavior of many priests and bishops. Then the decision would be just to break apart and destroy the unity, destroy the church in the end, create our own churches. Not good, no. Dogmatic answer is here the correct one. May the Emperor bless his faithful servants. Of course. You think that his mercy extends that far? I have seen many who wish to be our shepherds, Power clouds their vision, and their greedy hands scoop up all that they can reach. The ecclesiarchy is long overdue for a cleansing. Tell me more about the Emperor. It's not easy to put into words its essence and splendor. He is the perfect deity that reads our hearts and grants us his light. Is he now? That is a lesson to us all. Purity is not to be found at the bottom of the dirtiest hive or in the golden palaces, but only among the ranks of those who suffer. Yes, because he is suffering in his golden throne. No, purity is not only among those who suffer, but suffering does have a tendency to cleanse. If we unite our suffering or channel it properly, in Catholic spirituality, we channel or unite our suffering with the suffering of Christ, because he took our human nature in order for our suffering to be united with his suffering. That's the point. That's how our suffering becomes sanctimonious. Is that the word? It can sanctify us. Basically, I mean, Christ is the one that's sanctifying us, but through our own suffering, it can become beautiful. But if it is without meaning, no, we just become bitter and angry. It's very sad to see a person that has been suffering for a long time, and there's just a void inside of the soul of the person, just hating himself, herself, whatever, and the whole world. Not beautiful, not at all. She makes the sign of Aquila, white eyes burning with unyielding frame. Who is Aquila? Oh, that's the two-headed eagle, signifying the Imperium. Someone says that one head is the Terra and other is Mars, right? Many would consider your remarks about ecclesiarchy to be heretical. I guess so. And many others would find them truthful. I'm a preacher of radical teaching that renounces fear. I've led the bounds of the blessed Imperator to carry his light into the darkness of the frontier. Well, he's brave, I guess. Who's the enemy? Three faces. Inhuman Xenos, who wish death upon us simply because they are unlike us. Really? Isn't it the case that humanity here inside of the Warhammer 40K is exactly like that? We just want to kill Xenos because they're unlike us? Or is there a deeper history that we tried to be friends with Xenos and it didn't function, and now we have to fight and kill them all? Maybe? I really have to check the history of the world, the Brickies or the Luetin's videos that were recommended to me, because there's a lot of things that I have to update. A lot of patches that I have to update in my mind. Okay, so that's the first one. So the other one is pitiful subhuman mutants, abominations that wish death upon us because they envy us and are ashamed of themselves. I don't know who that is. Subhuman, but they're human, I guess. So Xenos, mutants, and arch-enemy that reigns in the Atrium, which wishes death upon us by its very nature. And that is a metaphysical force, composed of psychic energy that exists in an alternate dimension known as warp. But, yeah, it's an entity. Because it has consciousness, of course, and manifests itself as a couple of warp deities, right? He forgot to mention people like me. My whole life people have told me I'm filth on the face of humanity. It's poison, it's bane. Okay. Who are Incendia Corda? Have you heard of Aspis Corda, pirate, blasphemous, xenophile, and egregious apostate? Incendia is her heir, and a rarity among road traders. I see. So she chose to be Emperor's faithful servant. Protection of the Holy Warrant typically leads to the swift atrophy of conscience and the pious dread, but not in her case. She relentlessly hunts down pirates and firebrands and brings rebelling colonies to repentance, establishing strict discipline. The weight of her wrath is great indeed. The colonies she punishes are girded with orbital rings of heretical corpses as a warning to the survivors. As her personal confessor and guide, I find no end to the joy her triumphs have taken with me. Okay. Interesting. So neither dogmatic nor iconoclast fully is, for me, neither heretic, neither 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know. I don't like either of them. They don't represent me fully. Ah. Since when is orchestrating massacres a sign of virtue? Yeah, maybe iconoclast here. They aren't massacres. This is war on apostasy and treason, and this war, she's inflicting grievous wounds upon the wicked. Sure. Can we go somewhere cleaner? Why, for a missionary, his temple is the patch of deck beneath his feet. From where I stand, I can clearly see the life of my flock. True, did you know that current Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, he was like this fellow, once upon a time. A missionary in Peru for 20 years or so, actually. He has an interesting life experience. That's all. I'm not interested about you or anything else here. Okay. Sure. Well, since I have more to explore and other areas to cover here, I'll finish that next time. I don't know how Carnival Barker will that take a lot of time or not. So we're gonna end with this episode over here, and I hope very soon I'll be able to film another. Namely, I filmed all the Hell's Reach videos. I have not posted them yet. I will post them during this week. But I want to spend a little bit more time playing now because, you know, Hell's Reach has 13 parts. Wow, that's a lot. And I really wanted to finish them. Once I was on my part number 10, I really just wanted to film 11, 12, 13 from two sides of the two perspectives. One is I want to see how the story will end, of course, because it's a good story. It's a very good story. And the animation, the Richard Boylan, the fellow who has done this great job. It's really, truly a work of love. But also from the perspective of just finishing stuff, you know, I want for it to be finished so I can dedicate my time to other endeavors, to actually playing, because I started this channel as a, you know, kind of playing channel, with an additional, of course, videos, reactions, and you know, learning about the world of Warhammer, and after that maybe some other projects as well. But I don't want to put this Let's Play and this Rogue Trader game as something that I do once a week. You know, that was not the original idea. And I'm a completionist, so I would not have peace if I really have to finish it. And this is the slowest I've ever played a game, people. I've never played a game this slow, because I have to comment everything. I read it loud and I comment. It's fun, but it's slow and sometimes exhausting. But I have to do it. I have to do it all. And probably, maybe with not a 100% of everything completed, but most of it, because it's simply, I'm that kind of a gamer. I cannot just play main quest and not touching any of the side quests. That's heresy. You cannot do that. Game has to be played dogmatically. Okay, thanks for watching in this episode. I think it's 24. God bless you. May the God Emperor, the true God Emperor, Jesus Christ, protect you all. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Blind Let's Play. Goodbye.